Yes, Gfuel and Monster Energy, two of the most popular energy drinks on the market. But which is healthier? To answer that question, we need to understand the serving size of each so we can examine the ingredients within the drinks. Here's a serving size of 1 serving of Gfuel. This full scoop represents how much powder to mix into 16 to 18 ounces of water. And here's the approximate serving size of a can of Monster Zero Ultra. A can of Monster is also 16 ounces, which means it's easy to compare the two without too much math. It's also worth mentioning that Gfuel has a can version of their product, but we're going to stick with the tub because that's what the average consumer would usually buy. First of all, I've got to say, Gfuel's nutrition facts were right on their website and really easy for the average consumer to find, so props to them. Both drinks contain 140 milligrams of caffeine, making them equivalent in energy power, you might say. Gfuel has 15 calories and 0 grams of sugar per serving, whereas Monster has 0 calories and 0 grams of sugar per serving. So right away, Monster has an advantage when it comes to calories, but both are equal sugar-wise. Gfuel contains 3 grams of carbohydrates and 79 milligrams of sodium, whereas Monster contains 2 grams of carbohydrates and 190 milligrams of sodium. Neither have any fat as well. But that's where the equality ends. Monster contains a chemical called erythritol, a sweetener extracted from lichens and algae. But Gfuel doesn't contain any sweeteners and instead gets its flavor from artificial and natural flavors. These flavors include fruit juice powder such as pineapple and blueberry powder in the case of the blueberry lemonade flavor. Gfuel also contains many vitamins listed on the label, not enough to replace other supplements, but there's some. Similar to Gfuel, Monster is also flavored with artificial and natural flavors, but none of the flavors are listed on the label. 4 types of B vitamins are also listed, but the exact amounts are not given. Only the percent daily values, which are all over 100%, interestingly enough. Continuing on the topic of label, Monster contains at least 2 preservatives, sobric and benzoic acid, while I could only find 1 listed preservative, maltodextrin, a common preservative in sodas, and this is backed up by the manufacturing style of both drinks. Because Gfuel does not contain many preservatives, tubs are manufactured and shipped in a relatively fast amount of time, and the online buying dynamic prevents tubs from sitting on a shelf for a long time. But on the other hand, Monster contains at least 2 preservatives, allowing the can to sit on the shelf for a lot longer in a store. Now I must come back and point out something. When you get a tub of Gfuel, it only comes with a preserving packet, like the things you find in jerky and pepperoni packet. But this packet is not mixed in with the drink anyway, so it's maybe making it healthier? Another thing too is that Gfuel contains artificial colorings where Monster does not, so that changes things a little bit. Okay, these are energy drinks though, so where are the energizing components? I said earlier that both contain 140 milligrams of caffeine, but that's not the only energizing ingredient. Both contain taurine, an amino acid commonly found in the eyes, heart, and brain. Taurine is known as a conditionally essential amino acid because it's made by the body, but can also be taken supplementally as well. But why is it in energy drinks? Well, taurine is often found in energy drinks because of its psychological effects on the body, including muscular function and physical performance. It's also been studied and believed that the combination of taurine and caffeine improves mental performance, a selling point for Gfuel as well. Gfuel also contains glucuronolactone. Try saying that 3 times fast. It is said to increase attention and improve athletic performance. What's interesting though is that there's no significant evidence to prove or disprove that statement. So basically I'm not gonna pronounce that again. It could help, but no one really knows for sure. One more thing I found interesting before I make the final verdict. Monster includes a warning saying they do not recommend children, anyone pregnant, or anyone with a medical condition to drink Monster. But Gfuel only includes a warning against pregnancy and medical conditions, not children. It begs the question, is Monster really less healthy for people, therefore children shouldn't drink it? Or does Gfuel know that the majority of their sales comes from children and teens? Therefore, by making that statement, they would lose the majority of those sales. Who knows? Just an interesting thought. Okay, now for the verdict. There we go. Now for the verdict. First though, let's review. We talked about each drink's serving size and how both are about equal and both have the same caffeine level. We also talked about the sugars and calories, each being 0 in Monster, G Fuel the same except G Fuel is 15 calories. Next we talked about the vitamins and flavorings, which are quite explicitly labeled on G Fuel and not at all on Monster. The coloring of G Fuel does give a point to Monster though. And finally, the energy components both containing taurine. G Fuel containing the long scary word, and Monster no other known ingredients for energy. And that brings us here. Considering all the information on the labels, I'm gonna say G Fuel is a healthier drink. While G Fuel does have a few more ingredients, none of them have been proven harmful, and the easy access to information is certainly compelling. With Monster, I had to go digging through hundreds of websites to find information because it's not presented on their website like in G Fuel's case. Along with the child warning on Monster and not on G Fuel, though I will say that doesn't prove anything. So here you have it. If you need some quick energy, G Fuel might be a good option. But with energy drink or not, I can still shred it on the drums, no problem. I had to make at least one joke.